Good morning, everybody. It's your pre-market update here for April 2nd, second day of the month. We're pretty much just wafting around this 205 area on the SPY, 205 and a quarter, 205.40. Remember, the previous lows here on the dump here is around 204 and a half. So we've been holding this level pretty well. Question is, can we continue to hold it? Is there sort of risk of another tank? If so, maybe hold off on some of those swing longs until you know for sure. Now, we had comments here from Janet Yellen. She's about to start speaking at 8:40, so make sure to watch the SPY as she discusses possible interest rate talks in the future, increases in the future. Interesting things that are happening this morning. We have some action here on the Tesla. Tesla is up again on some more upgrades, reiterating price targets of, lofty 290. So there's been a lot of people trying to pump this up, including Musk himself. So if you look at the last month here, you can see all these rando spike ups. So far, they've been met with selling pressure, and she's been continuing to make fresh lows. Question is, can they hold it up here and keep it going? Interesting activity in the banks yesterday. If you take a look at this, Goldman Sachs yesterday had a bid in it the whole day basically, despite the market looking like absolute shit. People were definitely parking their money in Goldman and Morgan Stanley. They're kind of still staying away from the Bank of America, still staying away from the Citigroup, and surprisingly still staying away from the Wells Fargo. Has been one of the strongest names. Table could be turning here. Twitter also, they've been hiding in as well. This thing hasn't sold off as much as LinkedIn or Facebook. If you take a look at Facebook too, also getting an interesting gap up this morning. Some money could be coming back into these as we hold down here and people start assuming, we can go ahead and start dip buying, some pretty strong names out here. If you take a look at the Google and some of these other names, Google is still pretty weak. If you look at the 10-day here, obviously sold off considerably here from 580. So we still need to see. There's some antitrust news out of European Union this morning that's causing some downward pressure. We'll see if she can bounce. We'll see if she can bounce along with some of these other names as well. We take a look at the GoPro too. GoPro had a failed breakout, or at least people were trying to sort of dip by this thing. We look at it for the past month, kind of stalled out around $40. Buying right back to those previous highs and sold off considerably from those highs as well. We see the same kind of activity on names like Baba. You see the same kind of activity on oil as well. Get a ramp up and then people will just start caving it in. So we will see you at the end of the day. Remember, tomorrow is Good Friday, so the market is closed. We'll see you at the end of the day. Should be an interesting session if yelling comments can really get some volatility going.